All right, got 4 audience members today. All right, have you ever had a pet that played a lot, needed a lot of attention, loved playing around? And then did you ever notice that pet not wanting attention and not wanting to play around as much, stop eating as much, and stop moving as much? Obviously, there's a problem with that pet. It's a problem in its behavior, its changing behavior. But the real problem is, how long did it take you to realize that your pet has changed? My cat recently had an incident where he was whining at me for a couple days. I noticed that he was in pain, he was uncomfortable for some reason. I didn't know what it was for. After a couple days, I did some Googling and eventually called my vet. And it turned out that I needed to take him into the emergency clinic to be seen. He had some problems on the inside. And that really made me notice how little I knew about my cat and how little pet owners can be prepared for their actual pets being in distress. So I did a lot of research through a lot of pet organizations and wellness websites, as well as did an interview with a veterinarian who took care of my cat. And today I want to share with you some of the problems that pet owners have with their pets, some of the signs that they might miss, and what they can do to see those signs. Pets can't talk to us, but their actions speak volumes. Dr. Guernsey, who I interviewed at the University Veterinary Clinic, described to me that pets vocalize a lot, either with meowing or barking, or whatever your pet may do, to show that they're in pain. Cats, along with some other animals, depending on their behavior, will more often than not hide when they're in pain or when they feel weak, just because they don't want to be, they're predators. They don't want to be attacked while they're feeling weak. It makes sense. It's our job to look at our pets, take the time to see that they have problems, determine what their problem actually might be so we can bring it up to our vet later on. According to PetMD on their website, it shows that we can see more internal issues like arthritis or inflammation or bruising by how often pets might groom themselves. You can see here's this rough patch where that dog might have groomed more because he either has some inflammation, he has some joint pains, that he's grooming a lot to reduce the pain and soothe it, make it feel better. That can show us very clearly that there's something wrong and that pet might be suffering in silence. It's our job to take the time to learn how our pets act. It takes a lot to know your pet. You have to be home, you have to be around your cat or your dog or your bird, or whatever you might have, to determine how often they play, how much they run around, how much they eat, how often they're going to the bathroom. And it's our job to take the time to check all those small things. Now, we need to realize that it goes a lot more just looking at your pet. You need to actually put your hands on your pet and feel and see if there's any weird spots or spots that they might react differently to because it hurts more. And that way you can narrow down what their problem might be. According to Hill's Pet Nutrition, on their website, it says a lot of different signs that we can see on our pets to determine that there's something wrong. You can see in your pets how often they eat. Like I've said, you can see when they might urinate outside of their litter box or inside the house. You can determine how little they're eating of one thing and how much they're eating of another, or they just stop eating altogether. Temperature is another big thing that they determine is a good way to telling if they're having, say if they're sick or if they're having internal pains. Is you can determine fever by either checking their internal temperature with an instrument, or you can check their ears. And if their ears are hot, that can tell that they're running a fever. It's the equivalent of feeling someone's forehead, determine if they have a fever. According to Dr. Guernsey in my interview, like I've said, she told me a lot about what pets do and how they act around people when they're in pain. Now, she also mentions that when we're not really sure what's wrong with our pets, we don't really know what to do, we can talk to our vets that we brought them to, and if they know their pet, if they know that they can confidently give advice on an animal that they've seen before, they can provide you with advice on whether or not what you should do at home or whether or not you should bring them in to the vet to be seen. She also provided me with another piece of sourcing that you can use that she sends a lot of patients to. She provides them with the American Animal Hospital Association, the AAHA, which has a lot of resources on how animals should act, how they should be fed, different types of vaccinations that you can give them. It also has a lot of information, a lot of articles and research regarding heartworm, mobility issues, dietary supplements, or like I said, vaccinations. Now, I've shown you how pet owners can miss the signs that the pets are clearly trying to show us, and I've shown you how they show those signs to us and what you can do to see them better, as well as what you can do to help that pet quicker and make their life better and less painful. And I hope that I've shed some light on a lot of things that you can do for your pet. Hopefully I've made their lives better too. And